Hi everyone, it is time for another little picture from this page in Ivy and Inky Butterfly, and we are going to do this lantern today in a spooky Halloween style. It should be great fun. I'm going to start with the leaves on the outside. For me they're probably the easiest place to begin. So I'm going to grab a couple of greens. I'm going to I'm going to outline the leaves. Just having a think. Yeah, I'm going to outline the leaves in the light phthalo green first, in a solid amount of colour. I'm just thinking ahead with regards to my background, which is likely to be dark in colour because of the stars. So if I make this bit of the leaf lighter, it will stand out. I was thinking of making it darker, the darkest part of the leaf, but then against a dark background it would disappear. This is why it's quite good if you're doing a background to have a little plan in your head first about what you're going to do with it to make sure it works with the rest of the page. So just merrily colouring, lots of layers, hard pressure, not too hard. I'm indenting the page behind, but we've got a lot of book under this page. It's quite near the end, so that helps, I find, a little bit. I'm going to use the deep cobalt green for a few of the darker parts of the leaves. So I'm going to do this bit quite dark and then reduce my pressure towards the tip. And the same with this one. It'll probably be more obvious with this larger leaf as to what's going on. And same here. And then we'll use a third green just to pull it all together in a minute. I'm using these slightly bluey greens for this page. I think they look a little bit more spooky. It doesn't make any sense. What I mean is that they go together with purples and things, I think, better than the sort of yellowy greens. Also, they look a bit more like slime or ectoplasm than a yellowy or olivey green colour. That's why I use them. I just think they work better for this sort of theme. Right, and my last green is this little one here. This is number 264, and it is the dark phthalo green. And I'm just going to go back over the top of the centre of these leaves with this one, so that we've got a sort of graduation of colour going on with each of the leaves, keeping the edge in the pale colour. So it's just the same. Oops, these are in my way. Just move them. There we go. So just colouring them all. There we go. Now for the lantern, I'm going to do that next. I'm going to do that in a silvery colour rather than a gold colour. I think it should be metallic. I think silver's going to work better for a lantern just because we've got the candlelight, which is going to be yellows, and it might just take away from the gold if we did it in gold. I'm going to start with quite a dark grey, not that one though, I just hit it on the tripod, sorry. The Coal Grey 6. Firstly, in all the areas where I think it's going to be dark, I'm going to do this string or chain in a bit of it. I think the underneath of these circles, darkest. Now here, darkest near the bottom. Now the pieces here, I am going to do as well. I'm not going to make that see-through. I'm going to make that part of the lantern. But I'm going to do it slightly lighter, so I'm not going to start that with this colour. This is my very darkest colour, as I said, so I'm just doing a few of the bits with this. The same as that bit, that will be in this colour in the dark as well. Right, sorry, Cold Grey 5. Just extending these areas. a little. Sorry about that sudden stop of video and the sort of relocation of the book. The battery ran out on my camera and I sort of had to clear my desk all off. I charged it and I got on with something else while it was charging. I also did one bit of colouring there. I had missed out that little bit there. But now I'm back to using my Cold Grey 5 and just I can't really remember what I was doing, but I'm assuming that I was just extending these little bits. I have a feeling I started at the top and I did the top bit. But I'm going to move on to the Cold Grey 4. It's getting a little short. There he is. And carry on. It's a bit odd suddenly having to come back to this after it was probably 2 hours ago when I suddenly stopped. I've got no idea what I was talking to you about. I guess I could have checked the video, but I haven't downloaded it off the camera. And what I'm doing here is I'm leaving little white gaps so that it looks a bit like there's some shine. I'm putting a little bit of grey under there because there will be shadow, but I want it to look like we've got some shine on the lantern. Now we've got this bit in here to do. I'm going to do it slightly lighter like that, and then just put a bit of shine in the middle. So I'm just trying to press a little bit harder, or do a few more layers on those outside bits, and then this towards the middle, leaving a little white line. We'll do the same on the bottom. Gosh, I suddenly feel really cold. I don't know why. I guess it's just getting later in the day, getting colder. Okay, so that's my sort of silvery metallic lantern. It needs a bit of colour there. I've just noticed, having glanced up in the camera. Even a bit more there. Okay, so we're going to think about the candle itself first of all, the candle light as well, and the background. Now I am thinking we don't want an orange background. We've got one here. We could do some blue, like our blue monster, which is quite far away from here. It doesn't seem very Halloweeny though, blue. We just did it because it's an ice monster. So I'm wondering whether we could have a purple background, and yeah. So we do a purpley colour. I'm just going to do the candle, I think, while I'm thinking this through a little more. So I'm going to use my Cadmium Orange. You'll have to believe me. For the flame, for the bottom of the flame, like that, I'm going to fade it towards the tip, and I'm going to grab the dark chrome yellow to do the top. I'm going to go right over the top of that and fill it all in, and I'm just going to go over these lines with this darker colour like that, and then I'm going to grab a slightly lighter, in fact quite a lighter, the Cadmium Yellow. So we've gone down a few shades and just fill in this back part. It's a little bit paler, as you can see, but I want these lines to show up a bit. I've made the effort of putting them in. So I'm trying to think of the colour to do the candle. I saw these fab candles advertised. It's a little shop local to me, and she sells jewellery and sort of witchy type stuff. So she's having a ball, getting all things advertised for Halloween, and her candles, it's a black candle, but inside it's red. So when it dribbles down, it looks like blood dribbling out of the candle. I think it's so much fun. They're called vampire tears or something. I think that's quite fun, but I'm going to do my candle red. So I'm going to use this one. This is 217. I think it's dark red. I'm going to check for you. I did notice that I got one wrong for you the other day. The snail background I looked up and it was wrong. When I looked it up, when I put the details on the video, I got it wrong. So this is 217, which is middle cadmium red. So it might be wise to always just check the description, because I've double checked them properly in there rather than when I talk and I look quickly. I'm trying to fade the pressure towards the middle of the candle because I want it just a bit lighter in the middle, so it looks like we've got some shape to it a little bit, hopefully. So that's the candle. Now I'm going to do the stars next before the background, and that's because I don't want to go over the edges of the stars. I'm going to use a different yellow again. This one is the dark cadmium yellow. You could of course do these in gold or gold pen or a gold pencil or silver or something like that, when you glitter pen if you want to go really pretty and bling. But although I have done a little bit of white pen on this page, I haven't done loads, so I'm thinking I'd rather stick with pencil. But if I finished it and I'm not too sure, I might just change it. It's going to be flexible. The good thing with pen is they're right on top of pencil. So if you don't like what you've done, you can change it. Okay, background purple. Let's see, have a think. I think I'm going to actually start with this blue violet. And what I'm thinking is, am I going to go dark to light or light to dark? Dark to light or dark to light that way. I think I'm going to use the darkest colours against the lamp. No, because it's got light coming out of it. So I want the darkest colours around the outside. So I'm just going to put a dark outline around everything. Quite a lot of layers, heavy pressure. Just get some colour down there on the page. I was really getting into these little Halloween themed pictures, and when my camera decided to stop working, it's a little bit annoying because I was right in my flow, but it's given me something to look forward to. And I've actually just been doing a few bits and bobs on social media, and then I found a colouring page in a book to do, which was lovely and relaxing, with a completely different set of pencils, because I sort of cleared this all away and kept it as it was, ready to pick back up off the floor and do in a minute. But that's okay. It's Friday afternoon, time to chill. I'm sort of thinking about what I'm going to cook for tea while I'm colouring this. I mean, you may be watching this while you're having your breakfast, because I usually release them early, but I'm thinking about tea time. It's a Friday. Now, we always have leftover veggies, whatever's in the fridge, because we do this, well, my husband does the food shop on a Saturday, so I know that we've got parsnips. My meals are always based around the veggies that we've got. So as I say, I know we've got parsnips, and I'm just going to sharpen my next colour. We've got parsnips and sweet potato and Brussels sprouts. I'm going to go to a manganese violet, so I'm going to go a little bit pinky. I think it'd be nice, it'd be a little bit different to the, I'm going right over the top of what I've done before because it's quite a different colour. I think it will help it blend. Yeah, so I've got Brussels sprouts and sweet potatoes and parsnips. If it was just me, I would just throw everything in a roasting tin in the oven and then just let it go, and then throw some chickpeas in with it. But it isn't just for me. I've got to feed those boys. They don't like roasted Brussels sprouts, so I'll have to boil those. My one son doesn't like chickpeas, so I might do them some fish or something. So we'll see. Have a think about it. But I shall roast the parsnip and sweet potato because that will be really tasty. I might make some parsnip and sweet potato chips. Or I don't think you call them that in America, do you? French fries you call them, don't you? That's right. Whereas in the UK, French fries to us would be very slim potato, sort of roasted potato or fried potato in very thin pieces. Whereas when we have what we call chips, they're usually quite chunky, a bit more like wedges, maybe. Anyway, I should be doing that later. I do enjoy cooking, and although the children eat, just choosing my next colour, although my children eat pretty much any meat, no, that's not true, they eat, my one son does, the other one is more fussy. Light red violet, I think, for the final bit. I don't like it, so I tend to cook veggie, and I'm lactose intolerant, so it's often vegan. I do have fish occasionally, just to get the omegas. But I know you can have them from, there's some sort of algae based supplement which you can get it from. But, it's always a little bit conflicting, the advice on supplements. I do take them anyway, but it's like, you know, it's better to have it in the food rather than the supplement. But because I'm lactose intolerant and I can't eat nuts, seeds or eggs, I tend to take a multivitamin just for sort of insurance purposes, just in case. I try really hard to have a good balanced diet, lots of protein. Can't really supplement protein. Right, let me have a look. I'm quite happy with that, but I'm actually going to go over the whole thing with one more layer. I'm going to use this light magenta just to try and bring it all together, give it a nice final blend. It's quite difficult when you do this to remember where you started, I find. So I sort of think if I start here and then work my way round, then it's sort of logical and I'll remember where to stop. Now I can't see that well. My lamp, because of the time of day, the lamp and the light is reflecting off the pencil, so I can't really see if I'm missing bits very much. So I will just, I'll have to try and look in the screen every so often. I missed a bit there, haven't I? So it's quite odd colouring, looking in a screen rather than at the page, which is what I'm doing right now. It takes more concentration because you're thinking differently somehow. But you can do lots of layers of this, and polychromos do like to be layered up, and this book can take lots of layers as long as you don't press too hard. And layering up without pressing hard is better really, because you can add different layers of colour. You know, you could go back and add the darker purple if you felt it needed a bit more of that sort of thing. So it can be advantageous to take it slowly, do it layer by layer. It's also nice and relaxing, and if you're doing a picture you really enjoy, you don't necessarily want to rush it and finish it quickly. Just go about it nice and slowly. So I'm nearly there now. I am going to look in the screen to see all the places I've probably missed. Let's have a look. Yeah, under there, around here, up here, lots of places under there. Under there, I can't see the bottom of the screen because there's some writing on there. So, hoping I've done that bit okay. There we go. So that's that one. I'm happy with that. And we get a slight glowy lantern effect just from the background without it being too complicated. Sometimes I think trying to do a glow from a lantern, I'm just going to fill that bit in, and things like that can be a little bit daunting, and I like things to be just nice and simple. So there we go, there's that one. We've got one more from this page to do, which is our fire monster. I can't promise it will come tomorrow because, oh, not my tripod, because sometimes I mix things up a little bit, but you know, we'll definitely get it done. So excuse me, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and happy colouring.